Hello and welcome. Thanks so much for joining us for yet again another Filmmaker interview. I'm Sophia Lucia Perola with Garden State Film Festival. From March 21st through March 24th this year, you can check out the 22nd annual Garden State Film Festival. We are back in Asbury Park, New Jersey and Cranford, New Jersey, and this year we got over 200 films from 14 different countries, all various subjects, different types of films. We got animations, features, shorts, documentaries, music videos, a lot of cool stuff, and you can check them all out. Asbury Park and Cranford, New Jersey. One of the films you can check out is a documentary short called Truth to Transformation. This is a beautiful documentary. I am so excited to talk to these amazing people today about it, and I'll have them introduce themselves. So thank you, Cheryl and Jason.
Thank you, Sophia.
Congratulations on your acceptance to Garden State. Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. So before we get into it, I'd love for you both to introduce yourselves and your titles in the film or in life.
Sure. I'm
Let's start
Cheryl.
with you, Cheryl.
I'm Cheryl Miller-Hauser, and I was the director, writer, and producer of Truth to Transformation. And so thrilled to have had the honor to tell the stories in that film.
Thank you, Cheryl.
And my name is Jason Bukowski. I'm the Director of Communications at the Department of Children and Families. We were so excited to work with Cheryl to tell the story of our transformation as a system as we incorporate some voices of individuals that have gone through the system to help reach the future of child welfare in New Jersey.
Thank you. I'm so happy you guys made this film happen, and I'm so happy that people get to watch this because it's extremely powerful. And first, I mean, I know you kind of just mentioned what the documentary is a little bit about, but can one of you kind of tell me and our audiences what they will see when they watch Truth to Transformation? What's this film about?
So I got a call from someone working on this co-design initiative in New Jersey, saying that they wanted to tell the story of how Commissioner Christine Beyer and the agency is transforming the foster care system from the inside. And this initiative brought in, as Jason said, people who had grown up in foster care to help co-design with the agency a family well-being system that will support families so they never become a call to the hotline. And I said, well, I think in telling your story, you should focus on some of the co-designers because their stories embody the need for this transformation. And they were the ones driving this co-design initiative, which is really incredibly visionary. And yeah, so Jason, you might have more to add to that.
Sure. Yeah, so the Truth Transformation actually began as sort of a training exercise for the Department of Children and Families. We wanted to, we're shifting course as a system to really bring in individuals that have had experience with the system. But this Powerful Families, Powerful Communities initiative, which is documented through Truth to Transformation, it's all about how do we support families with what they need by listening to them, actively listening to them, in such a way that we're eliminating the need for traditional or stranger foster care, that we're looking at families as the experts in what they need. And when Cheryl told these stories and put this together in the way that she did, we realized we have something much bigger than just a training exercise for the Department of Children and Families. We have something that really can change people's perspectives of child welfare much broader than just New Jersey, and really point the direction of where we can go as a practice, as a total system. So we're excited to get this out there and really have some exciting conversations about what comes next in child welfare.
Wow. But as a filmmaker, I will say that for me, the film is really about the human stories and a celebration of love and family seen through the eyes of three people who were deprived of that growing up, but who have found and forged that in their lives now. So, again, I really, one of the reasons why I was so excited to be involved in this project is I hope it will help the Department of Children and Families achieve their overhaul and their goals. Their mission is so important.
Mhm.
And also like I said, the honor to get to know Tamia, Deshawn, KN so intimately and emotionally intimately, I mean, and to be able to share their stories with a wider world and move people through them, and also through the commissioner's deep care and commitment to this
Mhm.
change. I mean, that's for me really what the film is all about.
Thank you for sharing, and you're right, there's so many layers to this film. It really isn't just about the change that hopefully is already occurring and will occur when more people watch this, and the system, but also, like you say, Cheryl, these human stories. And speaking of these amazing 3 individuals and their really heartbreaking but hopeful and beautiful stories, how did you guys find, and I'm sure there's so many stories and so many children that grew up in the system and who are connected to the system. How did you find these 3 people? Why them?
I mean, there were 30 people involved in the co-design.
Wow.
And so when the commissioner and the head of Powerful Families, that initiative, approached me about telling the stories, and I suggested that we focus on some of the co-designers, and the commissioner and Benita loved that idea. Then it came down to, okay, how are we going to decide which ones? And all of the co-designers, they're all incredible, every one of them. But the goal was to find people who, as a filmmaker, I'm always looking to find people who are willing to go on that very profound emotional journey with me, and who also had varied stories. The 3 of them have very different stories, but they all touch the need for these changes in different ways. And they were all very keen to participate in the film, because and the reason also why they were so keen to participate in this co-design initiative is that they want learnings from their experiences to take part in the change, so that other people don't go through what they went through. So, you keep saying that you find the film heartbreaking, and they've gone through some really tough times. But again, I look to them and I find so much strength and resilience and hope and love. I mean, every day I feel stronger just thinking about Tamia, Deshawn, KN. I mean, they give me strength.
Mhm.
So I think that, yes, they've been through a lot, but they really are, again, just really remarkable. And yeah, I mean, when I had my first interview with Deshawn, I mean, she was sharing what he had lived, and I said, Deshawn, I'm so sorry to hear this. And this was, we first met over Zoom to see if he wanted to participate in the film. And he looked at me and he said, I am not a victim.
Mhm.
I am a survivor. And I looked at him and I said, I don't feel pity for you. I just feel compassion, and I feel awe for what kind of how strong you've been. You've come through. So anyway, uh,
Yeah. No, absolutely. I absolutely agree. And the heartbreaking comes from, I hate that people have to go through that, but
yeah.
really, it is so empowering to hear their story and where they are now. And you see all this in the documentary. So much of this documentary obviously it's in the name, Truth to Transformation. It's about transforming this system. And Jason, I mean, I know you're a huge part of it. What are your hopes for people watching Truth to Transformation and for this documentary, especially being on the other kind of on that side of it?
Sure. I think it's so it can be challenging, really kind of confronting the truths of our system, um, understanding that, there's a little bit of a divide between our historical intention of helping and the end result, which it was families being separated and bonds being severed. And in some cases, the child welfare system has this um, awful, terrible power to remove children from the home. And it's something that we need to exercise very carefully, because that in itself can impart trauma. I hope as people watch the film, they recognize that, you know, I hope they can tamp down the urge to become defensive, because I think that's a challenge that as you're hearing, and I'm just speaking on behalf of someone that works in child welfare, as you're hearing these stories and you hear what the three co-designers went through, it's, well, that's not what we intended. That's not what we wanted for them. We wanted something that was safer, and we wanted better connections, and we wanted healthier lives. And we can't turn away from the uncomfortable truths if we're going to make the system better in the future. One of the things I really hope that this can do is spark conversation, a really honest conversation about how we engage families in a way that takes the ego out of it. As a system, we can't show up, and I give all the credit to KN for this. We can't show up as systems. We have to show up as people. We have to hear the people that we're serving, and we need to find a way to meet them where they are and not tell them where they need to be. So I really hope that, as we show this film at the Garden State Film Festival, that we can start the conversations with people about what we hope to achieve through the child welfare system and start to move in that direction.
And I have to say that the commissioner and everyone at the department, they let me make such an honest film. I mean, that's why it's so moving. And it's why it's called Truth to Transformation. And there's a bite in the beginning of the film where the commissioner says, when she embarked on this job, she knew she couldn't make excuses. She is so honest. It's remarkable how honest she is, and because she cares so deeply, and because she knows that the only way, as Jason has said, that the department can meet the needs of the families they serve is by listening, actively listening to their needs and showing up for them in ways they need. And that really is what the co-design process was all about, and what the film is all about. And again, it's like I'm not here to sell the Department of Children and Families in New Jersey, but I'm so impressed with how they're navigating things, and their desire to really show up and listen and co-design, to invite the families they serve as participants in everything with them.
Right.
The other thing I really hope we can achieve through this is starting to change the narrative around what a family serving system is for the people that are in that system. I think that we still hear from people that involvement with child welfare is a bad thing. You don't want to call, I'm going to say DIFUS. We're not DIFUS anymore. We're DCF. We're DCP&P. But you don't want to call them. They're just going to take your kids away. And we serve families in so many other ways outside of the Child Protective Services system. There are so many programs through the Department of Children and Families that are strengths-based, that are supporting families, empowering individuals. And I hope that we can get to a place where we start to change that narrative for individuals that think of what a child welfare system is, and really start to think of it as this family well-being, child well-being system that we can get to, and that we're hoping to get to.
Yeah, and it's just so amazing hearing you guys talk. And after watching this film, so many of the people that you interview in this are not afraid to be as honest, like you're saying, and share the same mission and care for changing the system and about the people in it. I definitely, before we end, I need to ask Cheryl about the filmmaking process, of course. I mean, Cheryl, let me just shout out some of your bio, which is really impressive. You co-directed a documentary that's on Netflix. You've worked on documentaries for Discovery Channel. You started your career, I think, in like narrative filmmaking. Like, it's just, you have a huge bio. And I really want to ask you, what is really important to you when directing documentaries, and specifically when directing Truth to Transformation? How did you create that environment where people could be honest, where people could share and be vulnerable? Like, what was important when directing Truth to Transformation and documentaries in general?
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I love making documentaries so much is to get to that emotional truth with people, and to be the conduit to capture their light, their humanity, and then reflect that out to others, to inspire and connect with others. So for me, making this film most of all was and I'm just so grateful, first of all, to have learned so much about the child welfare system, but most importantly, so grateful to have now grown so close to Mia, Deshawn, and Kayan. I mean, making a film like this, it really is this intense emotional journey with the people I film with. And those relationships have endured. I mean, I really love them all so much. And the commissioner as well, an incredible role model. I really, really enjoyed seeing her in action and getting to know her and Benita Miller, who's also in the film, and some of the experts who are also amazing. But again, it's that intimate emotional journey, which it's just so meaningful and has it's changed me. I've learned so much through them.
Yeah. I don't want to give anything away about the film, but it really is. And I especially love that you guys go even deeper than just interviewing them and hearing about the lives. You get to see that a lot in the film. So hopefully people who watch Truth of Transformation can catch that. I don't want to take anything away. We have to wrap up, and I'm going to tell people how they can watch this. But if you guys want to, this is so important. And if you guys want to shout anybody out or say anything else before we close this interview, please do. If anyone wants to say anything.
I just want to dedicate this interview to Mia, Deshawn, Kayan, and to everyone else who's in the film and all of the co-designers. I mean, they're all a part of it. And to the department for the initiatives that you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I want to just thank Cheryl for all of her hard work and really understanding this process of how we're engaging these individuals, how we're hoping to change the system, and change the hearts of people as we start to think about how we think of child welfare a little bit differently.
Yeah, it's a beautiful film with so many layers, and at the end is a wonderful mission. So I just think that's like all the great elements of a film. And I actually do have one more question, because Cheryl and I were talking before we started the live about how important it is that this Truth of Transformation is screening at the 22nd Annual Garden State Film Festival. So I would like to ask you guys real quick, what does it mean specifically having this at the Garden State Film Festival? Obviously, it has so much to do with New Jersey. So how does it feel, premiering at New Jersey's first indie premiere film festival?
Well, I think for the department, it really is an amazing honor to be screening at the Garden State Film Festival. We are not in the business of working on movies or making movies or working with Cheryl to make movies. So this has been a really new experience for us. But it has just been such an incredible experience. And I really can't wait to get to our screening date and, grab some popcorn and some tissues and enjoy this film on a big screen.
Yes.
I mean, they made very clear they really wanted the world premiere to be in New Jersey, and that is very appropriate. It's a film made in New Jersey, about people in New Jersey, with primarily a New Jersey crew.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Love everything about it. And I also am like so happy to hear that these three individuals we see in the film will be coming to the festival. That's huge. So it is just so amazing. Thank you both so much for taking the time out to talk to me about this film. Thank you for making Truth to Transformation. Thank you to everyone involved in this beautiful documentary. Let me tell you guys how you can see it. It will be screening Saturday, March 23rd. The film block starts at 12 p.m. at the Jersey Shore Art Center. Definitely come check it out. Get your tickets at gsff.org/tickets. Also on the website, you can see our other lineup of all the screenings. You can see how we have our Filmmakers Night on Thursday, Gala on Friday, a bunch of screenings. There's a Q&A with the filmmakers after each screening block. Tons of celebrities, great events. So just check it all out at the website and definitely come check out Truth to Transformation. Thank you, Cheryl and Jason, again for joining me, and congratulations. And I'll see you guys at the festival.
See you at the festival. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Bye.
Bye.